Hello VC, welcome back to my channel. With all the vinyl text going on, etc., I thought I'll just make a video about my favorite record finds or finds in 2023. It's going to be a mix of albums I like and difficult to get albums and some grails, I would think. And yeah, the year 2023 was really, really good. Prices were not as low as 22, 21 anymore, but still, got a lot of good records, found a lot of good stuff. I've been looking and searching more with a purpose for specific pressings, etc., rather than just going out in the wild and finding things. But yeah, the more records I have, yeah, the more difficult it gets to find something really cool and new. But yeah, I kicked the year off with having what was it? It was a holiday. My kids were off, and I took them thrifting in Seattle and record store digging, and came across this deluxe box by Black Sabbath, Paranoid. So I found this out in the wild and thought, hey, price is right. You're coming home with me. Paranoid has always been my favorite Black Sabbath album. And I've had a reissue for a long time that I really enjoyed because I really like the music, but I didn't think much about it. But that kind of sparked a whole quest for me in 2023. And yeah, I just went on vacation to Germany and went record shopping. And I mentioned this one in a different VC video. Came across this one. I heard Thor talk about the first UK Vertigo Swirl quite a bit, and how close it is to the German Vertigo Swirl. The German is potentially a tad bit weaker than the UK pressing, but nevertheless an amazing sounding version. So yeah, I went ahead, acquired my German Black Sabbath Vertigo Swirl. That is a true grail. And then I do have a quad system, and I enjoy quad music. Came across this one. The Black Sabbath Paranoid as a quad version. The cover is beat up quite a bit, but the record plays just fine. And wow, it sounds really amazing. And then I do have a big thing for reel-to-reel tapes. So check out what I got. Got the reel-to-reel version of Black Sabbath Paranoid. Really amazing. It sounds really cool. It's not that it's beating the Vertigo Swirl, etc., but it's a cool album. And since we talk about Black Sabbath and cool Black Sabbath versions, I also heard Thor talk a little bit about the Spiegelei pressings. It's a German label, and I came across, hope you can see that, the Spiegelei pressing of Master of Reality, Nem Spiegelei. It focuses. So yeah, that was another highlight for me in 2023. That rounds up my Black Sabbath finds quite a bit. And yeah, I'm really excited about all of them. Yeah, and then I came across another album, rather new album, Iron Maiden Communications Breakdown, rare B-sides from 1990 to 1996. A bunch of cover songs on this album. They are really, really amazing. And the first and only time on vinyl is a song by UFO, Doctor Doctor Please. If you're an Iron Maiden fan and you've been to an Iron Maiden concert, every Iron Maiden show starts with this song. They play it, lights go down, and then boom, Maiden comes on stage. Very often with Aces High, but last two they switched it up. But yeah, if you're a Maiden fan, get this album. I got it off of Amazon. I play this a lot. And then I went on vacation with my family this summer. Went to Huntington Beach in California. And then I came across this one here. I didn't have it. Obscured by Clouds by Pink Floyd. And why is this such a cool find? Because it's a 1972 Australian pressing on the Harvest label. So yeah, not that you come across this one a lot in the wild, especially not an Australian pressing here. But then also on top of it, the sound quality of this album is fantastic. I did have a reissue at one point in time, but I got rid of it. But yeah, cool find. And then since I I mentioned I have a quad system. I was on a crusade for quad albums, and one of my favorite albums of all time is Dark Side of the Moon. I hope you can see that. Found the quad version of Dark Side of the Moon. This is wild. I mean, if you get the chance to listen to this in a quad environment, wow, really, really, really great. All of the noises and effects, they just come from all sides. I did also find the first MoFi, I think 1981, of Dark Side of the Moon. So I just wanted to have it because I have probably 7 or 8 versions. I also found a German first pressing when I just went to Germany this December. Yeah, and then rounding up my Pink Floyd finds this year. Adam Hard Mother, also quad pressing. I did buy a specific cartridge and needle to play my quad records. And yeah, the sound is just incredible. Maybe not a Grail, but not that easy to find, and especially now, I think you don't find it under 50, 60 bucks anymore. Tracy Chapman, everybody should have this album. Unbelievable album. I don't know that, I don't think they've reissued this ever. So yeah, it becomes just hard to find. I have every AC/DC album, but then I also thought, why not going for Australian pressing? So I found locally here, somebody advertised this on Craigslist. So I got AC/DC High Voltage on Albert's Productions. And the funny thing on this one is it still has the original price sticker from Tower Records. And I think I paid like 40 or so bucks. This is not the first Albert production, but hey, beggars can be choosers, right? So with that, that was the first one I found. That obviously set me on a little quest as well. Came across TNT, also not a first pressing, but I found this in California. And I found this one at a record show, Dirty Deeds, and this is the best one of all, just because of the cover art. I mean, this is fantastic. Really, really happy to have that. There's a few more Albert production albums, but they're getting pricey. I've seen one for about 300. Although I saw Patrick on a live stream, he found one on Facebook Market for 10 or so bucks, 10, 20 bucks. Really jealous. That same weekend in, I think it was February or so, when I went digging with my kids, I went to a t-shirt and obscure poster shop in the U District in Seattle, and they had a few records and often in not so great shape. And I came across this version here, this album, and yeah, you can see somebody wrote their name on it, Led Zeppelin 2. I cleaned the cover a little bit, and but before that, I wasn't even gonna pick it up and take a look at it. Pulled it out of the sleeve, and it was super dirty. And again, the same name as on the label itself. But yeah, then I held it against the light, and I don't think you can see it here with my camera. But it's a Robert Lepwick. So I got an RL pressing, and I paid either 5 or 10 bucks. I've ran it through the Humming Guru 6, 7 times, maybe more. The sound quality improved dramatically. It is really cool, so I'm really proud to have it. And yeah, since I mentioned I like reel-to-reels, got this one as well, the RL2 as a reel-to-reel. The vinyl beats the reel-to-reel tape, but hey, it's a cool thing to have when you collect them. And then I went on the pre-order train with Rhino Records, got the Cars. Really, really happy to get the first album here, the Cars. From Rhino, was immediately sold out. The sound quality is amazing. I think they go for over 120 bucks now on Discogs. If I switch cartridges, etc., put a new piece of equipment in my system, that's one of the records I'm going to play. It simply sounds really, really, really good. So I'm glad to have been one of the early adopters of the Rhino issues. I do not buy every Rhino record. I gotta really like it. I'm not a completist like many of the Rhino and Atlantic 75 series. Yeah, but this one I wanted to have. Then I found this one. I didn't have it. The first EP of Queensryche, their local heroes here from Seattle. What's special about this one, I'm not sure if you can see it on the label. This is a Japanese pressing. I don't know if you can see that here. So it's the Japanese symbols. Yeah, really, really fun one. Went to a record show, picked it up for, it says 20 bucks here. So cool find to find this one locally. I know that there's tons of Queensryche American issues here since we live in the Seattle area. Even signed, you come across them, but yeah, it's a Japanese version. And then I found this one when I was in Germany this summer. Everybody wants to have it. The Beatles Her 2, or as the Americans pronounce it, Horzu. It's Her 2. It's the A1B3 in fantastic shape. And funny enough, I came across a couple of others. This one actually is another Her 2 of Sgt. Pepper. I found this one in Tacoma at Half Price Books, of all places. And then when I went back to Germany this Christmas, I found the Beatles Her 2, also yeah, really cool find to have. And then last but not least, I did buy another Beatles effort here, or album. I bought Revolver, also on Reel to Reel. That is a really, really cool one. As you can imagine, Beatles Revolver is my favorite Beatles album. But yeah, glad to have the Reel to Reel. So which record do I play the most here throughout the year? I probably, I don't know, it's either an Iron Maiden record, it's either Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin. But then I mentioned in another video, my daughter's a Swiftie, so when she's home and the whole family's home, we do play a lot of Taylor Swift records as well. My wife and her went to the concert in Seattle, enjoyed that a lot. My daughter is into vinyl. She has her own setup upstairs. She has her favorite artists up there. Pop, rock, Queen is one of her favorite bands. Yeah. So, and she gets to use my system down here. Well, those were my favorite records and record finds of 2023. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video. Until next time, peace out.